I am so excited that we get to start on our first paragraph of your book this week. It's going to start out with an exciting, inciting event. So let's talk about that. What we want to do is capture your reader from the very beginning and make them spellbound where they want to read every single bit of your book. And so what we're going to do is work on that first paragraph, because it's the first 20 seconds of a speech, it's the first paragraph of a book that captures your audience. And so we're going to capture them and make them go, oh, I want to finish this whole book. I can't wait to see what happens. So when we do that, you have a couple of choices how you do it. And the first choice would be to just write out a quick summary of what you want to say. So what if you wanted to say, the boy walked to the bus stop, the bus picked him up, and he went to school. That would be okay. It wouldn't be exciting or inciting, but it would be okay. But what if you tweak that a little bit? What if you use some great imagery and some words to make your reader just love what you just said? So let's look at Bullied, Broken, Redeemed, which was written by one of our students, an Eden Hope Academy student. And he has exactly that story. Boy goes to bus stop, bus picks him up, boy goes to school. And this is what he wrote. I thought I saw a cardinal as I walked to the bus stop. It was dark and the fog that lingered on the ground smelled like slightly rotten eggs. My mom wanted me to carry a flashlight, but that would have been totally lame. The brakes pumped and a car sped past the bus's blinking red lights at 6:15 a.m. 7th and 8th graders sat quietly on the first day. I think we were all scared, even the 8th graders. What I didn't know was that I had entered the judgment. Ooh. So let's go through his paragraph slowly and discuss the components of it. So now, do you guys know what Easter eggs are? Easter eggs are one of my favorite things in writing. Easter eggs are little bitty things that mean something that you might not know the meaning of unless you've read another book in a series, or it's going to mean something later in the book, or sometimes it's just a little wink. Can everyone wink? A wink to someone that the author knows. So my sister was a writer for United In-Flight magazine for 10 years or so. And she would add Easter eggs to many of her stories. And no one else knew what they were, but she did. And I did too. So for example, if she was writing a story about a family, she might name one of the characters in the family after one of my family members. So she might have a character named Kim. And then she would say, hey, read this article, and the main character was named Kim. Or it might have like my street address as a street address. Or sometimes it would be a restaurant that my husband and I liked, and she would add that in. So as I'd read her articles, I'd like go, oh, she put in my favorite place in there. And so that would be an Easter egg just to me. So for your books, I'd like for you to do an Easter egg with one of your friends' books. So in Bullied, Broken, in this series, he uses a cardinal as one of the symbols of his book. And when we do books about children who are hurting, we usually add in the Easter egg of a cardinal. So when people order these books and they order multiple books from the series, then they can look at those Easter eggs and go, I know what the cardinal represents because I read Bullied, Broken. So it's kind of cool. So his Easter egg is in his first sentence. It says, I walked to the bus stop. It was dark, so we already know that it was early in the morning, and the fog that lingered on the ground smelled like slightly rotted eggs. Ew. Okay, so we've already got some senses in here. We've got smell, we've got sight. My mom wanted me to carry a flashlight, but that would have been totally lame. So we have his emotion that he's feeling a little bit insecure here. And then we have sound. The brakes pumped. So now think about that. If he had just said the bus stopped, would you have heard the bus stop? But the brakes pumped. Can you almost hear that loud squeaky sound of the brakes pumping of a bus? And smell that diesel of the exhaust of the bus? It's so much more you get so much more out of the sentence when you say the brakes pumped, meaning they stop like that, than you would to say just the bus stopped. That's very one-dimensional, whereas the brakes pumped adds in so much more thinking. And so then you're going to get emotion again. So we've gone from insecurity of he didn't want to be embarrassed that he was carrying a flashlight, to now it would be like a trigger for all moms. A car sped past the bus's blinking red lights. That is like on my very high bar list of things that you should never do, to go past a school bus with its stop sign out. I think that's just awful when people do that. And so that would make a lot of mom hearts go like that right from the get-go. So then, so we've got some more emotion. We've got 2 emotional triggers in here. And then it says 7th and 8th graders sat quietly on that first day. Can you feel the tension? So we've got another emotion here, that little tension. And then it says, I think we were all scared, even the 8th graders. What I didn't know was that I had entered the judgment. Ooh. So as you can see, it's not exciting like someone screaming at you. It's exciting like I've gotten all of my senses involved in this now, or many of my senses involved in this now, and I want to know what's going to happen to this boy. I want to know what the judgment is. And I'm kind of thinking, why did he mention a cardinal in his first paragraph? But I'm going to find out about that later. And there's a cardinal on the front cover, so I know that that cardinal must mean something to be on the front cover and in the first paragraph. So when you get to class today, you are going to bring your exciting, inciting event. It's going to include many senses, as many as you can get in there. And if you notice with him, he went through a range of emotions. So try, if you can, to do a range of emotions with your audience. And then we're going to split into groups, and you're going to discuss it with your classmates. And they might ask you key questions like, maybe you should see what the boy was wearing. Like, what did his sneakers sound like as they walked to the school bus? Did he walk on gravel and he could say he shuffled in the gravel? Or did they make that squeaky sound because it was still a little bit damp from the fog? So they might add in something else that you hadn't thought of. Or they might give you a suggestion that you're like, I don't think so, I don't really like that. And so you would just say, thank you for that suggestion. And then as you're in class, you're going to rewrite or edit your paragraph, and you're going to kind of form it a little bit more. So remember, when you're writing paragraphs, it's like when you're writing a book, it's like you're baking a loaf of bread. So what have we done first? We have put all the ingredients out. And then what do we do next? We read the instructions first, and we put all the ingredients out, and then we're going to mix them together. And right now, we're in the mixing stage. So we've laid out all of our ingredients, and now we're mixing. And then we're going to knead it. Then we're going to let it rise. We're going to knead it again. We're going to let it rise again. And then finally, we're going to put it into the pans, let it rise again, and go into the oven. So remember, with your paragraphs, you will need to write them, then you'll need to knead them, so you'll need to look through them and see what else you can do to make it better. Then you're going to let it rise, which means you're going to put it away for a little bit so you can think about it. Then you're going to ask for other people's inputs. That's kneading again that bread. You're going to let it rise again, and finally it'll be ready to be made into a book and be printed. But never think that when people are giving you thoughts that it's criticism or that you're a poor writer, because you're not. You're a great writer. It's only because every really great writer listens to the inputs of others, and they work it into their books, and it makes it even better. So I'm so excited about your inciting event, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.